Hi and welcome back to Prosper Geek. Today we are doing a how-to video on how to make a single crochet stitch for this learning how to crochet series. We already did a how to crochet intro video and then also how to make a foundation base chain. So now we're moving on to the next step, which is how to make a single crochet stitch. And the whole point of these videos, at least here on Prosper Geek, is that we are going to be doing a series of projects doing cross stitching on crochet fabric. And so in order to do that, I wanted to do a series of videos to catch anybody up who may know how to cross stitch but hasn't learned how to, crochet before and maybe wants to participate. So I wanted to make sure we could all be on the same page. So we are going to be doing this stitch, the single crochet, and then the next video we will be learning how to work in the round. And then at that point we'll all be on the same page and we'll be able to start doing some projects of cross stitching on crochet fabric. So we are all caught up now. So we have here is our base chain, which we worked on in the previous video, and now we are going to be doing a single crochet stitch into it. Now single crochet stitch is one of the smallest stitches you can do in crochet, and all the additional stitches kind of build on top of that, just a series of loops creating stitches into this fabric. So the first thing we need to talk about real quick, just to get a concept down, is that each different stitch in crochet has a different height to it. So single crochet is pretty short, and then the next stitch is up, like a half double crochet is a little taller, and then a double crochet is even taller than that. But what we need to do here with our base chain is get our row to the certain height needed to do this stitch. So for example, a single crochet stitch is 1 chain high, while a half double crochet stitch is 2 chains high, and a double crochet stitch is 3 chains high, just to give you, some background. So what we're going to do here, since we're doing a single crochet stitch, we need to get 1 chain high. So in order to do that, all you're going to do is when you look down on your hook, you are going to skip a chain and then work into the second chain on the hook. So that skipped chain will get you the height you need in order to do this stitch. Now if you were doing, let's say, a half double crochet, which you need 2 chains to get to the height needed, you would skip the first 2 chains on the hook and go into the third one, just to give you an idea. So here we're doing a single crochet, so we're going to skip the first chain on the hook and we are going to put our hook into the second chain. Okay? Now the next thing you need to see here is that there are a couple little loops here to work with, and the one we want to go through is the bottom loop on this chain. So of the braid, we're going to stick our hook through the bottom loop here. Okay? Now what you're going to see, let me get this on here, is that you have 1 piece of yarn against the side of the hook here, but on the back you have 2 pieces of yarn, okay? So that's how you know where you want to go, okay? We just want the bottom loop. We want to stick our yarn through, we want to stick our hook through the bottom loop. Now this will make more sense as you see the stitch done. So we've got it in there. Now what we want to do is pull a loop through. So we are going to wrap the yarn over the top, and then we are going to pull that loop through. Okay? So now you can see this one yarn. You can't even see it. Okay. So now you can see we have 1 piece of yarn horizontally down here, and we've got a second loop on our hook. Now to finish off this stitch, all you're going to do is you're going to take your yarn, you're going to wrap it over the top, do a yarn over, as they say, and then you are going to pull this piece of yarn through 1 loop and then through the second loop. Okay? And you've just made your first single crochet stitch, but let's do a second one so we can go through those motions one more time. Okay? So again, you're going to look at your next chain and you're just going to stick the hook through that bottom part of the loop. Like so, okay? So again, you can see just one piece of yarn there and 2 pieces of yarn at the back. And then you are going to yarn over the top, and then you're going to pull it through. So now we have 2 loops on our hook once again. And then we're going to yarn over, and then we are going to pull it through here, and then we're going to pull it through the final loop, okay? So now we have 2 single crochet stitches. And what you will start to notice is at the bottom you will see that horizontal loop that we've been going through. And then on the top of these stitches you will start noticing a V pattern showing up, which is awesome because the V pattern is much easier to stick your hook through for the next row than this base chain. If you can get through the base chain and we could start working on the next row, it will get so much easier, okay? So let's continue, get a few more going. So we are going to go into the very next chain like we did before. Stick the hook through the bottom part of the loop, yarn over, pull it through, okay, and then we're going to yarn over, and then we are going to pull it through both loops, okay? So now we have 3 single crochet stitches, okay? And each one of these stitches, as you can see, has 2 vertical lines here, and then it's got like a little V for its roof, so to speak. Okay, and that is it. That is the single crochet stitch. It's one of the smallest stitches in crochet. It's a great foundation stitch, but also if you make an entire fabric out of single crochet, it makes very, very consistent and excellent fabric to cross stitch into, which is why we want to make it here on Prosper Geek anyway. So let's continue. We're going to go through the bottom part of the chain, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, and then pull through both loops. Okay? Stick it through the bottom part, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both loops. Alright, stick it through there, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through. Alright, I'm going to work right to the end here so that we can start talking about how to go up to the next row real quick. Okay? So go through the bottom loop, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Through the bottom, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through both. Okay, through the bottom, yarn over. Let's just get through to the end here. Just work through it. Alright. So that is your whole row of single crochet stitches. Now you notice on the bottom you've got the what remains of your base chain, which is these little horizontal pieces of yarn. You've got your two vertical pieces of yarn for each single crochet stitch, and then on the very top you've got your V pattern going, okay? And each V represents a stitch. Now we've reached the end of our row. And the next thing we need to do is build up the height needed for our next row. Now in order to do that, remember for a single crochet stitch you need 1 chain height. So what you will notice in patterns is that it'll say row 2, since we're working on row 2 now, it's going to say chain 1. So we're going to yarn over and we are going to pull through to make 1 chain. Now we need to get to the beginning because we work in crochet, we work from right to left, and right now we are all the way over to the left. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn our work. So we're turning it over. So now we have the back of our single crochet stitch is from the previous row, but you can look up top and you see that there's the V-stitches right on top, and then that's what we're going to be working into now. And our work is now where it needs to be. So we are 1 chain high, and if we look here, we can work right into the very first stitch that's next to the chain. And now what you want to do is you want to stick your hook through both of those top loops. Let me see if I can, okay. So you're going to stick your hook through both loops. So now both loops are on your hook right here. You're going to yarn over. And then you're going to pull a loop through both of those. So now you have 2 loops on your hook like before. You're going to yarn over. And you're going to pull it through both of those loops. And you have your first single crochet stitch up here on row 2. Now let's do that again. What you're going to do is you're sticking your hook through both of those loops on the next stitch. Okay, then you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to pull that loop through, and now you have 2 loops on your hook again, and you're going to yarn over, and then you're going to pull that loop through both of those loops. So then you have your second single crochet stitch up on that second row. And that's all there is to it. So you're just sticking your hook through that V of the stitch below, okay? And you're going to pull a loop through, and then you're going to pull another loop through both of those loops, and that is it all the way to the end. So I will show that through. Okay, yarn over through both, stick it through both loops, yarn over through both. Okay, so let's get all the way to the end. Over through both. Let's get to the end here. Now, as you can see, I mean, all it is a series of loops being pulled through each other, and as you work on it and you work on your tension, you will get your stitches all the uniform size, and that's what you want to do. So there we have it. We've gone through all the stitches, and now we've reached the end. Now remember, in order to get up to our next row, we have to get to the height we need, so we need to do 1 chain, so yarn over, pull through, so we have 1 chain, and then we're going to flip our work, so now we're on all the way over to the right. Okay, and then once again you've got your V's all across the top, so you can see where your stitches are. And that is all there is to it for this single crochet stitch. And you're just going to keep going back and forth, making it longer. And this is a very simple stitch. If you want to make a simple scarf, if you want to make a dishcloth, anything like that, this is a great stitch to use. So in the next video, we're going to learn how to work in the round, which can be kind of confusing and easy to mess up, but we're going to work on it. Because the first project we're going to be doing in order to cross stitch into is a hat. So I'm super excited because this is a hat I've been wanting to make for a while. We're going to have a couple different grids to choose from depending on your fancy, and also I'll give some tips on how to customize it your own way. But anyway, so this is the single crochet stitch. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helps you at all. If you like this video, please leave a like on your way out, and please subscribe if you haven't already. We're going to be doing lots of fun crafty things here on Prosper Geek, and I really look forward to hanging out with you guys. So if you have any suggestions, comments, or questions, please leave a comment below the video. Check out the description for more info, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!